right, I want to do just a brief introduction. So I want to know how many tourists do we have? Do we have any tourists in the room? Any tourists? We got a few back here. Go for the tourists. Okay. All right. Who else do we have in the room? Do we have any locals? Anyone that live in Las Vegas? Yeah? Great. Good to hear. What about any of these guys? There are many promoters. Well, welcome. Tonight we're going to preview the business presentation and help you kind of get warmed up, because tomorrow we have an all-day training that will help get you very, very excited about this business. So the first thing is kind of why you're here. You're here to learn, I'm sure. Did anybody, though, just be honest, come for the drinks and the free hypnosis, comedy hypnosis? Be honest. You can raise your hand. All right. That's good. So what do you expect from tonight? We hope you'll get some good takeaways throughout this weekend, but it is our opportunity to make sure that when you leave here, you leave stronger and more effective leaders. So that's the objective. We know some people, again, are here for this, and that's okay. But we also hope that you're here to learn how to get a little bit rid of this, how to make a little more of this, or both. Because there's nothing wrong with both, right? Okay. So, what we're going to do is anchor a concept that I believe, as a society, we have been living far below our potential for way too long. So what we want to do is change that. Who here is working on their plan B? Like their plan A didn't work out, right? That job, that car, that life, that wife maybe, that husband. I'm just saying, okay? Plan B, do we have anybody on their plan C? Plan D? Plan double D. Do we have any double Ds out there? Don't take that wrong. I mean that you've gone around the horn once and you're working on it. Okay? So, unfortunately, some people buy into this. I'm not one of those people. See, I don't want to spend the rest of my life going through the rest of the alphabet looking at different plans. Right? I want to find a plan that works well, and that can get me excited. So that's the objective here. Now, you ought to know who I am and why I'm up here, why you should even pay attention to me. So here's me in a snapshot. This is my background. For the past 13 years, I've been a business strategy and marketing consultant. I've worked with 39 different clients in many different sectors, many different industries. 15 of them have been in the direct marketing arena. 22 more I've worked with on a production basis, doing live events like this, doing trainings. In fact, I've worked with 270 different events. And over the past 5.5 years, that's about 49 per year. So that's me. Now, I feel a little bit like Sherlock Holmes. You seen that, the latest Sherlock Holmes movie? Now, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's that urban camouflage. You with me? Right? I feel like that because, to some degree, I feel like I've been blended into the background. With a lot of these clients that I work with, I take a behind-the-scenes look, and I get to look at companies like eBay, Disney, and others, NASCAR, several others from a very different perspective, an aerial perspective, that gives me a lot of unique opportunity to see what is there, to get best practices, to pull out what is there and what can be implemented somewhere else. So that is my objective tonight, is to help to show you that. Now, I have a strong track record of success. Now, what does success mean to you? Sir, what does it mean to you? Good health, money, family. Okay. Anybody else second that? Okay. I have a unique definition of success. Success to me is doing the right things right, and learning the right lessons from doing the wrong things right. Because I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, and they've been good ones. I've done them right. But I've learned a lot from each mistake. So that's my personal definition. Now, let me ask you a separate question. Would you have invested in this bunch, right? Would you have invested in this bunch of hippies, long-haired hippies, right? I didn't grow this out just for the presentation, but so I'm okay here. I feel an affinity. Anybody invest in this group? Right? What about if you know who that gentleman was? Right? Now would you invest?
Oh, wow, yeah.
Okay. This, welcome to the 1978 class of Microsoft. Now, I developed a system over time to identify pre-hypergrowth companies. These are companies on the up and up that are rising very, very quickly, but they have a formula. And I've been able to pinpoint that because, let me tell you, it is one thing to identify success as a definition, but it's quite another to identify the vehicle that will drive you into that reality. And hopefully, you'll be driving in style. Now, who drove here? Who drove here? Now, if you're like me, you aired up your tires before you left, right? And so my system is very similar to that. Before I go on any journey, mental, business, or otherwise, I've got to get prepared. So I aired up my tires, what I call my personal and potential success indicator. So I take that, and it's a 5-point PSI. And it starts with understanding the industry trends, the product offering, the staying power of the company. It has to do with the marketing systems, the sales process, and finally, with compensation. And I have to look very closely at each. So let's take a look at these trends. Seriously powerful industry trends. One of them happens to be debt. There's a terrible debt crisis that's happening. Don't even get me started on the national debt. I'm just talking about personal household debt. So let's take a look. Personal household debt tops $11.5 trillion, folks. That's with a capital T, trillion. U.S. household debt. Just U.S., not talking about worldwide, just U.S. household debt. So these are staggering. Now, we're in Nevada, right? We do have some Nevada natives. I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand, but you happen to be number one. Number one in being 90 days late on your mortgage. Okay? And, but what? You are number 3 behind California and New Jersey on total national debt, or total household debt. So, again, not so great. But then we move on to say, here is the household debt. Here is the disposable income versus the debt. Disposable income versus the debt. Okay? What else do we have? We have household income and credit card debt. Anybody see something wrong with that picture? Yeah, definitely. What about personal savings? Right? And then debt. Right? This is not a good figure in that. Not at all. Okay, so there's work to do. Many of you have heard this. That we are mostly two paychecks away from bankruptcy, the big BK. We're not talking about the flame broiled burgers. Okay? Too many people are facing this and do not have any options. So that's one industry trend. Let's take a look at one that is on a rise. The other one was a negative trend. Let's look at a positive trend. Positive trend is worldwide telecommunications industry. Now, this is something that's been very, very powerful for a very long time. 2.1 trillion. Again, there's that T. Trillion is revenue in 2012. It's projected in 2017. That is going to go up to $2.7 trillion. Now, who wants to scoop their bucket into that stream? Exactly. So now we introduce to you a company called TelexFREE. Now, TelexFREE is a worldwide telecommunications company, but a marketing communications company. Marketing communications company focused on financial advantage as well. Right? The only company that I'm aware of that focuses on making people money, but also getting them out of debt. Because you have to have both. You just can't make more money, because if you don't know how to spend it wisely, it's counterproductive. You just can't throw more money at something to make it work. You have to create new habits, new ways to do things. So it all started in 2002 when Mr. James Merrill had some friends that were in Brazil. And they were getting hammered by a telecommunications company because they were trying to call all of their friends because they like to talk. Am I right? Go ahead. Right? Like to talk, but they're getting hammered. Right? Unfair advantage. Well, James Merrill saw that this was a negative situation. He wanted to turn it into a positive situation, but he also saw an opportunity that we had. So he took this opportunity. He ran it. And he started with the phone cards and then worked into VOIP. The product offering here is 99 TelexFREE. Now this is a suite that has over 40 countries in the mix, non-stop communication, right, with no borders, free video calls, chats, files, screen sharing, remote access, it's all there. And so this is a very, very effective product. So that was in early 2012. They launched in Brazil with tremendous success. In fact, it was so successful that the website earned the Alexa rating of 33, which was the 33 most popular site in all of Brazil, which is a phenomenal feat. Well then, a second offering, as they evolved again in technology, we have the Telex app. So the Telex app is the power of 99 TelexFREE in the palm of your hand. You take all of that and you combine it with a phone dial, with HD video messaging, with your MMS, your SMS, your contact details, all there, your group calling, local and international. So it's extremely robust. Now, what is next? What is the next evolution in this journey? Well, hold your hand up if you have a cell phone. In fact, hold your cell phone up. Let me see what you got. Right? I see some big ones. I see some notes out there. I see some iPhone 12 or something over there. So everybody's got a cell phone, right? I mean, pretty much everybody's got a cell phone. Okay, so you're already participating in the telecommunications industry, right? You're just on the wrong end. You're on the paying end of it, right? Okay? So what we want to do is reverse that. We want to get you on the receiving end. So Telex has strategic relationships now to offer all 4 major carriers, Verizon, Sprint, AT&T, T-Mobile, so you can offer the device and the plan, and instead of going to a Sprint store, they can come to you. You are like the Costco of telecommunications, right? The same service, right? This is the same service that you come to expect from these carriers, the same device. You're just going to be looking over and be like, oh, you got that iPhone 12. Oh, yeah. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm paying myself every month with that. What about you? Is your phone making you money? Okay? So this is an industry to be in. It is very, very up, and the trends are wildly successful. So what about, oh, I got that, I just signed a plan, I'm in a 2-year agreement. Well, we can actually help show what the escape plan looks like, right? I'm in one of those, I won't tell you which carrier it is, but it doesn't stand for super. But I went from another carrier. And so I'm waiting patiently to go back to another carrier that I prefer, right? But how do you plan that escape? When is it worth it for me to get out and pay this? So they will walk you through that to make it very, very possible for you to see that light of day. And all Telex enabled, all of these devices are completely Telex enabled, and then simplified long distance, international long distance. You know, you don't have to dial like 100 digits and extensions and just, it times out on you, right? So this is very, very simplified. Again, a wonderful product offering. Let me just give you the scope of this. There are 320 million people just in the United States, not worldwide, 320 million people. Guess how many cell phones? 350.
Oh my God.
350. That means I know people that do this. Do you? Right? That's what's happening. All right? So average monthly cell phone bill, $70. Mine's a lot higher. Some are a little bit lower. My wife is a Luddite. She used to run a flip phone. But, you know, it's good. What are you doing? I'm pushing A. I'm doing a text message. I'm saying yes. Yeah, but that's, you know, she prefers that, right? All right, so what is that amount like? That amount is equal to $24.5 billion a month. A month. Again, I ask, do you want to dip your bucket in that pool? Absolutely. So let me give you some perspective. Now, you look at this picture and you think, well, I don't know, maybe they're enjoying a picnic. Or maybe they scratched their head, woke up and said, I don't remember this field, but I know I'm in Las Vegas. Right? Just a little perspective. Maybe some of you have seen this driving around town. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? You know what it is? You're laughing. You must know. You must know. All right? The hangover heaven bus, right? They kind of get you back on your feet when you've had too much to drink, right? But people feel like this all the time. Not just with that kind of hangover, but we're talking about the financial hangover, right? The holidays, the holiday financial hangover, right? All excited Christmas morning until that January statement shows up in the mail, right? Okay, from the holidays. What about the credit hangover from 2008? From other experiences that may have happened? very hard to recover from. So enter Telex My Financial Advantage. My Financial Advantage is a suite of services that attack the roots of the cause, asks what has happened in the past, and helps to correct it and get you back on your feet. So we know for a fact, life happens. We just want to help you rebuild. Right? We do that through financial rebuilding. It's like taking a credit rebuilding program and marrying it with a Dave Ramsey style approach, and that's what we have. It is extremely powerful. So credit tracks can improve your credit 50 to 150 points. Does anybody like to see that happen? Yeah. Does anybody know somebody else that would like to see that happen? Okay. Equity tracks. We take that debt, all that cascading debt that's it's just mind-blowing. It never sleeps. Debt is a predator that just will eat you up and doesn't need sleep. All right? Compounding. It can work against you or for you. You do not want it to work against you. So this is what's happening here. Equity tracks saves more than 50% of the interest, even including your mortgage, getting you out of debt in much quicker time without paying anything more than you're paying today. So that is powerful. Then money tracks. You've seen the movies, right? I got people. Yeah, you'll have to talk to my people about that, right? Well, now you can have people. You can have people that are expert in financial services, in tax questions, small business accounting, looking into your history to determine what's good for you and how you move forward, how to navigate those waters. I don't know about you, but I don't have time to get a bunch of 3 letters, initials behind my name and go out and try to do this. But you don't have to. You can turn it over to the experts to make it happen. All right, the results, the initial results, pretty powerful. 12 million in debt saved. 12 million, and that's just in the first 90 days. 12 million. Not bad. Not a bad start. Right? How much of that do you want to save? Absolutely. All right, so the opportunity. Why have you not heard about Telex? Well, why is this not on the airwaves? Why is this not a supermodel campaign? Well, it's really simple. There's no advertising because that kind of negates the purpose. We are an advertising company. We are a marketing company. But instead, the difference is they pay you. Right? They don't have to pay the actors. They'll pay you. And you participate in that residual income. Now, who here is participating in residual income? Right? Some of you, yeah. All right. Who held up the cell phone? Raise your hand. You are participating in residual income. It's just not yours. Right? Exactly. All right. So you can either pay it or you can make it. I'd much rather be on the making side of things. All right? So the industry benefits for this type of approach are pretty simple. Low risk, high return, tax advantages. Anybody can really do this. It doesn't take those letters after my name. It doesn't take a college degree. It takes a little bit of hard work. It's the know-how and opening your mouth. And that's really what it does take. So that is what is powerful about this industry. Well, what are some of the excuses? What have I heard? What have I seen? I've been in this industry and around this industry a very long time, working with dozens of companies. So what are the excuses that I see most often? The excuses I see most often, I couldn't even sell gold if it was a penny a pound, right? What about I type with my elbows? Or my kindergartner is more tech savvy than I am, right? Or I just don't have friends that do long distance in different countries, so this doesn't appeal to me. All of those are excuses, but are simply negated by the fact that you get paid every week. It's guaranteed. And here's the catch, here's the difference. Even if you don't sell a thing. So that is the power. And from what I see, you get paid for your efforts and for your results. Right? I can work all day long and work and sweat and still get paid. And if I happen to sell something, I also get paid. So it's the best of both worlds. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Now, what if you're a career professional? Well, I'm on my way to the top. I'm vice president of so-and-so, or I'm president of this, or I own 5 businesses. Okay, that's fine. Well, I'm still, it's a little bit skittish. I don't know about this industry and so on. We'll take it from somebody who does, right? David Bach, automatic millionaire. What do you have to say about it? The beauty of direct selling is that it's all done for you. All you need to do is to find a company that offers a product or services that you believe in and you can get passionate about. Right? What about Jim Rome, Jim Collins, author of It's Good to Great? He says the business offers the most systematic way for ordinary people, individuals, to achieve economic success. Right? Very systematic approach. If it's a system, it can be learned. It can be passed on. If it's truly a system. Or you can take it from Warren Buffett, who owns 3 direct sale companies. He knows a little something about making money. What about the staying power of an organization? Are they going to be there tomorrow to write my check for the work I did today? Well, that's a pretty important question, especially in this industry. You got to look at it. 11-year track record, 10-month rapid expansion. When they did that rapid expansion, 300,000 promoters that resulted in 23 millionaires. 23 millionaires in 10 months.
Wow.
I don't know any other company that has done that. What about the marketing tools and the sales? This is my playground. This is where I really get involved. Because I won't touch a company unless I first understand, how can you make my job easier? Right? I want to know. So I get in, I look at the system, the tools, because I want to know that even a blind dog with a broken leg can bring a paper. Right? I want something that is simple and easy to duplicate and that can make sense for me. So we look at all the systems and the tools. And what's not there, we implement it. Some of you have seen this get set and go. What does set mean? That means support, education, training, and tools. That's what you really need to go. And that's what we provide. So success, I believe, can be systemized. It can be systemized, and the leveling is the technology accelerators. Technology accelerators allows you to bridge all those gaps, whether they be education or experience. So how does this work? How do you get paid? How does it work? Well, take a look at the compensation, right? You become a promoter. You don't become a salesperson. You're not really selling anything. You're referring, you're showing a side-by-side comparison, and then having them make their own decision. Through online ad placement, right? If you have 5 minutes a day to place a quick online advertisement for a product or service, then you're getting paid. And if you don't have that time, that's the time value of money. 5 minutes a day, right? If you don't have that time, if it's crazy at your house like it is at mine with 5 kids, and I don't even have 5 minutes in a day, automatic ad placement. Programs that you can have that placed for you and still achieve all the benefits and focus on the other things that you need to focus on. There's also something what I call rapid referrals. So what about this My Financial Advantage? And what about the Telex Mobile? I don't know all the carriers and the pricing. I don't know all that stuff. And I don't know how to talk to somebody about credit and debt and finances and stuff like that. I just don't know. You can simply point them to your website and then let the experts handle it from there. You pass the baton over to the ones that are credentialed, that do have the knowledge and the deep background. That's all you do. And then you can still help in this area without all the hassle. So there's several license options. There's a single license user, which allows you to make about $100 a month. There's the multi-user license, about $400 a month. That allows you to place 5 ads a day. But here's the beauty. They're unlimited, right? So if you think of it again, if you're an advertising agency, you want to go out and you want to hire a bunch of people so that they can go and do more work for you. Well, in this case, you're simply taking more ad packages, licenses, and basically hiring them yourself to do all that work. And you override that, right? It is literally like pulling that slot machine that I know some of you did on the way up here. I know you did. It's like pulling that slot machine and getting that jackpot every time because it is guaranteed to pay. Right? You do the work, you get paid. You do the work, you get paid. You get paid for your efforts again and for the results if anything happens. So this is a standard commissions, overrides, and bonuses scenario. You get paid several different ways. So you are the owner of this. So it makes a lot of sense. The way I like to simplify it, point, click, earn. Point, click, earn. It's that simple in my mind. All right? So let's take a look at our 5 points. Our 5-point PSI. The industry trends. would we agree that debt is not going away based on those trends? I mean, did you see the hockey sticks? Debt is not going away, nor are people that need it. 75 to 85% of all the people you will ever meet, except if they're Telex promoters, because you're going to be making some good money. But 75 to 80% of the people that you will meet need these services, right? 75 to 85%, even more. I know very few people. I know a handful of people that don't. Okay, so that's the trends. The trends in cellular and in mobile. That's not going away. There's a new crop of teenagers every day that are begging their parents to get that cell phone. My daughter is 12, and she bugs me every day to get that cell phone. I'm not going to let it happen yet. She needs to stay unplugged for a while. All right? Then the staying power. You got the products that can address these needs and these concerns, the solutions at your fingertips. And now you've got a suite of My Financial Advantage products. And now you've got the staying power of a company that already has 11 years in business and that is doing tremendously well. Every time they open a new market, it just explodes in growth because everybody sees what you are seeing today. Then we have the marketing. Add to that good marketing. Now, even if gold was selling for a penny a pound, it wouldn't matter if you didn't have a good marketing system to help you do your job. So you need to have the tools available to make it work, to do your job. So let me ask you this. Education versus opportunity. Which enables which? Does education give you more opportunity? Does opportunity give you, to buy more education? And can you buy education? And what does that really get you? Now, I love education. Don't get me wrong. But education does not buy you wisdom. Right? Wisdom is knowledge applied correctly. So now I ask, there's 4 possibilities here. Right? You either want to try the products for yourself, and if so, then we have Joe Kraft and Brian Beach over here from My Financial Advantage, Telex MFA over here on your right-hand side. If you have not yet been introduced to the products and you want to try them and become a walking, talking testimonial, they are there for you. All you need is your Telex username if you are already a promoter. If you are not a promoter and you want to do this and you know that you need help in those areas, go and talk to them. All right? If you are somebody that's ready to become a promoter, showed high interest, we have some special gifts for you. Everybody in this room will walk away with something. We have certificates for a 3-day, 2-night hotel getaway for everybody that has stayed here in the room. And I didn't see anybody leave. That's pretty good. So you all get that. 3-day, 2-night hotel package. Now, for those of you that are not yet promoters that express interest in the program, we invite you over to your left where you will meet with Pierre or LJ or Rob, and you will be given something else, an 8-day cruise. That's not bad either. Those of you that are staying through tomorrow will get something else as well. An 8-night Mexico getaway. So, are you glad you came? Yeah. Good. I just want to let you know that there's value here. Okay? All right. What if you're interested and you just have some questions? Anybody with a Telex shirt would be happy to talk to you and answer some of your questions. There's people of all walks of life, from all over as far away as Ghana, Netherlands, Italy, right? Where else? Mexico, Portugal, England, across the pond, Utah. We have people from Nevada. The Philippines? Excellent. Good for you. So, the other thing you might be thinking is, well, I really enjoyed my drinks and now I'm ready for that hypnosis show. That's perfectly fine. So if you're there. But let me ask you another question first. The question is simply this. Do you want to be debt-free? Yes. Do you want to be financially free? Yes. Do you want to live free? Yes. Then you need to join TelexFREE.